Part 1. Servanthood. Basic Perspectives. Chapter 1. Servanthood. Its Burden and Challenge. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know. The only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Albert Schweitzer. We are not called to help people. We are called to follow Jesus, in whose service we learn who we are and how we are to help and be helped. Stanley Hauerwas and William H. Williman. So, what would you like for breakfast tomorrow morning? Inquired my wife. The answer slipped easily from my mouth. Eggs, bacon, and toast. We were on our honeymoon, and this would be the first meal she would cook in our married life. The next morning, I heard the pots and pans, and soon the aroma, the right aroma, drifted past my nostrils. The words, "It's ready," brought me to the kitchen where she was seated at the small table, candle burning in the center, and expectation in her eyes. I sat down and said, "Let's give thanks." But before I closed my eyes to pray, I caught a glimpse of what was on my plate. Startled, I said, "Oh, what's this?" To which she answered, "That's your eggs, bacon, and toast. Why?" Concern had replaced the look of expectation. Innocently, I responded, "What did you do to the eggs?" "I poached them. Why do you ask?" she queried. It was my turn to answer in this exchange of questions that wasn't going to take us anywhere good. "Why would anybody do such an immoral thing to an egg?" I said with some seriousness and some playfulness. It was too late to be playful. I was hoping for a discussion on the art of cooking eggs, but she had already left the room in tears. Sooner or later, it was bound to happen. My wife, born and raised in Zimbabwe with a Canadian mother, brought a strong British influence to our marriage. I, being raised in rural southern Wisconsin in a Swiss community, grew up on fried eggs, cooked over medium, lots of bacon, and crispy toast. Occasionally, my mother would scramble the eggs just to stretch our horizons, but we knew that tomorrow morning she would be back in the groove. I had never seen a poached egg, and when it lay there on my plate, barely cooked, I should say barely warm, tactfulness got lost in the confusion surrounding a simple difference in the way we enjoyed eggs. My wife's desire to serve me in this simple but meaningful event was misinterpreted and badly handled by me. I was not thinking servanthood. I didn't understand her cultural history, and she didn't understand mine. Both of us felt rejected. What should have been a beautiful moment turned sour. This story marks both the simplicity and complexity of cross-cultural servanthood. Servanthood is revealed in simple, everyday events, but it's complex because servanthood is culturally defined. That is, serving must be sensitive to the cultural landscape while remaining true to the Scripture. That is both the challenge and burden of servanthood and of this book. The following pages will unpack the idea of cross-cultural servanthood. While not being easy, it is the calling of every person who wishes to follow Jesus, whether in your home culture or beyond. The principles in this book apply to a wide range of Christians. In one sense, to all who want to serve others. Illustrations from marriage, inner-city ministry, community development programs, church planting efforts, Bible schools and seminaries, relief and development activities, and reconciliation efforts will reveal the relevance of these principles in a wide variety of situations. Because these thoughts are drawn from the Scripture, from cross-cultural research, and the experiences of people from numerous countries, the intended audience is not only Westerners, but those who wish to serve God and His people regardless of their home country. Whether you are going short-term or long-term, engaging in relief and development or church planting, teaching in a Bible school or working in medicine, whether the ministry is rural or urban, this book should help you achieve your first priority, to serve God and those around you. The Son of God entered human culture. The ways we are effective in culture are also the primary ways we serve others. We serve people by entering into a relationship of love and mutual commitment. As the Apostle Paul says, "We loved you so much that we were delighted to share with you not only the gospel of God, but our lives as well." 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 8. In the early stages, servanthood may be best seen when we are willing to adjust to the local cultural patterns, including learning the language. Jesus came into our human